And so we're going to start with one of the things that she said as we sit here with our eyes closed. And also, if it feels more comfortable for you with the eyes open, please do that. And that is experiencing touch. So what she was saying from her, she's a scientist as well as a therapist. Her science background was that the body doesn't really know the difference between somebody else's touch or your own. So touching yourself is totally helps you. So let's take our right hand and just put it over your heart. And then take your left hand and put it over your right hand. And, for me doing this, I don't know, there's an instant sort of like, sort of feeling. Like relaxing in the shoulders and the skin and sort of this feeling of comfort. I don't know if you feel that, but it's kind of nice. So just this simple thing, just touching yourself like this can be very therapeutic and calming. It can turn your mind away from the focus on kind of the heaviness of what we're experiencing and more toward like compassion. So really feel this energy here. And another aspect of this is just to tell yourself something nice, like in your mind. So for me, what comes to mind is I'm okay. Just the phrase I'm okay just kind of hops into my head doing this. But maybe there's something that you need to hear that you could just repeat to yourself that, saying stuff in your mind can really change your mind. You're telling yourself something and just repeating it over and over. So if it's something good, then you can change your mind to good. And if it's something not so good, well, then you turn in that direction. So whatever feels comfortable for you to say, just repeat it a few times. Yeah, and go ahead and keep your hands here. And then I always like to, at some point at the beginning of the class, chant the sound of Om. Just feels good for me, and it's tradition for me. And with your hands like on your chest like this, you can really feel the vibration, which is pretty awesome. It's just a reminder that singing, chanting really like shakes the system in a good way. So we'll chant one Om together and really enjoy like the vibration that's created by that. So take a full exhale and a deep, sweet inhale. Isn't that nice? And then release your hands and open your eyes, everybody. And let's go ahead and lay down onto our back. So if you have anything you're sitting on, like me, you can move it up. Just lay down onto your back. I'll kind of turn up the music a little bit if I can. And extend the arms out and have the palms face up, nice and open. And just find yourself here. So another aspect of what this woman said that we do in yoga all the time is finding yourself in a place, like really connecting to the body and realizing you're where your body is. So really have that feeling of like, oh, my body's here and so am I. So really feel like the earth beneath you, and just this nice recognition of I'm here. I don't need to go anywhere else. It's safe here. All those things feel really great. And then go ahead and extend your left leg out, and we'll reach our right leg up and interlace the fingers behind the right thigh. Push your thigh into your fingers as you bring your foot more towards your head. And very much recognize just the caring of the yoga practice. You know, it is inherently a self-care practice. It's not really intended as like a stretching practice or a strengthening practice. Those are just like side effects. The main thing is just like care for yourself, find a little bit happier you on the way out the door. So it's nice here to just be like, oh, I can just, you mean I don't even have to feel a stretch? That's right. You can just not feel a stretch and you're still doing yoga. So extend out through your feet, open through your heart, soft in your jaw, and finding a sense of arrival and safety here. That real feeling of being in the body and kind of letting yourself be supported by the floor can be very comforting. Something that this woman talked about is like when you really let yourself be grounded, that's like real safe. When you're like up on your toes, like ready to run, like that's a posture of like wanting to get out of here. So let yourself just be here. Okay, so open your right leg out to the right, and you can support your right leg with your right hand. With your left hand, keep your hand on the top of the left thigh so you're nice and grounded and nice and open through the chest. So another thing that we do in yoga that she mentioned really is helpful to calm the mind and get away from this trauma feeling is lengthening the exhale. So it doesn't have to be like crazy long. It's just longer than the inhale. So notice that and just make the exhale just a little bit longer than the inhale. And if you think about it, that's logical. Like when you're scared, you know, you have this like big inhale, like that's what you focus on. When you're calm, it's really like you focus on the exhale. So we're like tricking the body. All right, come back to center and drop your right leg over to the left. I have a bird, and I feel like I got one of my bird's feathers in my mask. Kind of sucked it in a little bit. It's a little parakeet. So open on the right side of the ribs, and a little bit longer exhale. And really finding ourselves here. So great to just let yourself be here. Like that's a big part of it. Like nowhere to go but here. All right, so bring the leg back to center and hug your right knee into your chest and move your knee in those circles. So really try to relax your right leg and move it around so your arms are moving your leg instead of your leg moving your leg. So you're really relaxing the muscles of your leg. And then go the other direction. That feels really nice, doesn't it? Right on. And then let the right leg extend out so both legs are straight. And just release into the mat here. That feeling of, oh, I can just be here. I don't have to go anywhere. How awesome. Okay, left leg up. So interlace the fingers behind the left thigh. And push your thigh into your fingers. Bring your foot a little bit more towards your head and feel like there's weight on the bottom of your foot, like you're really like grounded, rooted here, present. A little bit longer of an exhale. And then, anytime you could say positive things to yourself, like you're doing great, you're a good person. Like those things actually scientifically change the mind. It's really helpful. Okay, so open the left leg up to the left, keep the right hip grounded. Here we are. Really nice to be here with you all today. So pushing out through the feet, support your leg, open in your heart. I hope, through this class, you can recognize these skills, you can just bring forward with you. Even if it's the touching skill, like just touching yourself, holding your heart. I think that's a beautiful one for sure. Okay, so bring the leg up all the way over to the right and unwind your upper body back to the left. Roll your outer left hip away from your left armpit. Yeah, there we go. Oh. Nice, allowing yourself to be grounded and present. And we should be happy to have the system we have, because like without our mind, our body recognizes like, whoa, there's something dangerous. We need to like deal with that. Let's up the heartbeat. Let's change the breath. But it's good to override that when we recognize, okay, really, this isn't dangerous. It's going to be okay. If we wear masks and keep our distance, we're going to be okay. Okay, so bring the leg back to center. Hug your left knee into your chest. Move your knee in circles and relax. Relax in your leg. And the other way, so move in circles. Cool, and then bring both knees into the chest, kind of giving yourself a little hug. So feeling of, the feeling of like touching yourself. Just any kind of touching of your skin, yourself, hugging yourself. This is really nice. Do this a lot in yoga. And then widen the knees, relax the back to the floor. Take your hands between your legs and hold on to your big toes with your first two fingers and thumb. Point the bottoms of the feet up toward the ceiling. And then a little rocking side to side. So pull on the right foot, pull on the left foot. She didn't mention this in the interview, but having a little bit of fun, being a little bit silly, at least for me, is really helpful. And this is, it's just a little, not hugely silly, but nice to just rock back and forth and let the head rock back and forth. Okay, and then bring the soles of the feet together and interlace your fingers around your toes. Bring your feet in, broad to the heart. And the feet are off the floor, knees are reaching away. And here we are. So nice and open in the hips. Using a couple of our skills here, really allowing the body to be supported by the mat, lengthening the exhale, saying nice things in your mind. We're touching ourselves. Like all of these things we do in yoga really help the mind. Okay, so now lower the legs down. And so the soles of the feet are together and the knees are wide. Then take your hands over your head. So palms are face up. And bend at your elbows so your index fingers are touching and your thumbs are touching. So another aspect that's really helpful in terms of, dealing with psychological stuff that's going on is a little bit of vulnerability, just being open to being like, I'm not doing as good as I hoped. And this posture is very vulnerable. So really allowing yourself to be in it, feeling open through the body, through the legs, open in the heart, through the arms. And then the fingers, I think of like open in the mind. So very much finding yourself like here in this posture with a little bit longer exhale. It's really nice. Okay, cool. So bring the knees up and then the arms along the sides. And we'll take the right foot across the left thigh, interlace the fingers behind the left thigh and reach the right knee away. So another thing that she talked about that we can do is you can fool the mind into really creating positive scenarios in terms of like really imagining positive sensual experiences. Like I always like to imagine being on a beach in the Caribbean. Like I'm the only one on the beach or me and a couple friends, but the waves are happening real gently and the sun feels good. And you can really feel like the skin kind of warm up and relax. And you just kind of melt into the sand. And when you think of a really clear image like that, the mind actually doesn't know it's not real. If you make it real enough, the mind's like, oh, I'm on the beach in the Caribbean. So that's a great practice to kind of create a scenario or a place you can go. So switch to the other side. Interlace your fingers, bring the left knee away, hug your right leg in. Spread your toes. Feels really nice. I really think the acknowledging of what the situation we're in is really helpful. My wife and I basically just blame everything on COVID. Anytime we have a disagreement, it's like, oh, it's not our fault. We're just on edge because of COVID. Anything goes wrong, oh, it's COVID. Don't worry about it. So it's healthy, just blame it on COVID. I don't know how your professors would feel, but sorry that's late. It's COVID's fault. But you could try it, I guess. Okay, so bring both knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a little hug like a seed. And then we're going to rock forward and back and just come up to seated and extend your legs straight out in front of you. Raise your hands up and we'll fold forward. And the whole experience of grounding is about the legs. So anything about the legs is really helpful. And we do a lot of stuff with the legs in yoga. So being heavy in the heels, heavy in the tops of the thighs, a little bend in the knees. So happy in the legs here. Broad through the bottoms of the feet. You can practice this little bit of longer exhale. Any sort of positive thing you want to say about yourself. Good job taking yoga today. You're doing great. You're going to be okay. You're doing the best you can. Okay, so as you're folded, take your left hand to the outside of your right foot, and that might mean you need to bend the knee a little bit, or maybe the leg is straight, and then raise the right leg up and reach the right. Yeah, so just looking back, yeah, towards your, we're doing opposite hand and foot. Nice, everybody. There you go. Sitting tall, breathing, being present, feeling really rooted, like just this feeling of like, oh, I don't, the sense of being at home. I don't need to go anywhere. I'm good here. Okay, right on. Come back and keep a hold of the foot. Lower it down. Yeah, awesome. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. So right hand reaches for the outside of the left foot. You might have to bend the knee a little bit. It's okay. Have fun with it. Raise the leg up and twist. So reach the hand back and be tall. Oh, yeah. So reaching the head up. Nice, everybody. And then holding onto the foot, coming forward, lowering it down, raising both hands up. And again, we'll fold forward over both legs. So maybe finding the feet or the ankles or something. It's fine. And here we are. Awesome. So nice pulsing with the breath. So lengthening on the inhale, folding a little deeper on the exhale. Pretty wonderful, everybody. Nice job. Just telling yourself, reminding yourself to, every day say something nice about yourself, and then catch yourself if you go down some kind of judgmental path, because, then you'll listen to that and think like you're not doing as well as you are. Okay, so folding forward, walk your hands a little bit to the right and then just fold over a little bit to the right, but your hips stay grounded, just like you're just like turning. Then reach your left fingers more away from your left hip as you go to the right. Feels awesome. I love the stretch along the left side of the ribs. Are so nice. Yeah, and then come back to center. Go to the other side. And really appreciate where you're at today. Like, yoga isn't really about flexibility. It's just about being present, connecting to yourself. So it doesn't really matter if you're extremely flexible or you're not flexible at all. That isn't about yoga. It's more like, well, are you experiencing being present while you're in that? And then that's great. Okay, come back to center. Again, nice folding forward. Okay, and then come up and bring the soles of the feet together and hold on to the ankles. Rock the pelvis forward, lift the chest, lift the chin, and look up. So open in the heart, really rooted in the feet and the hips. Like raising up, a little bit of a back bend. Acknowledging your own struggles. It's really important. I know I have quite a few students who've been in quarantine or got COVID, and it's really hard because like other people end up judging them for that. And it's just like, that's not fair, So practicing compassion and empathy is another thing that really helps. It's like realizing we're all trying to do our best. And curl forward, wrap your fingers around your toes, drop your head, open to the back. Let the back of the neck be long. It's cool to like recognize all the times that we like are touching our own skin in yoga and thinking like, oh, that's therapeutic. How cool is that? Okay, so from here, come up a little bit and then cross your legs. Then we'll come over onto hands and knees into table. So have the creases of the wrist parallel to the front of mat, knees under the hips. And we'll go ahead and arch and curl the back. So rock the pelvis forward, drop the chest, lift the head, and then scoop the tailbone, curl in the back. Nice back and forth. Finding here. Reminding yourself of your goodness. Yeah, and then let's come back to neutral spine, really having this sense of groundedness and steadiness here. And then we'll take the right leg up and be level in the hips. So the right foot's pushing back and the crown of the head's reaching forward. So nice and long. Feel strong in the belly. So bring the belly in a little bit. Then bend your right knee. And with your left hand, reach back there, try to find your foot. If it's hard to find it this way, you can kind of bring it down behind your left knee and then find it that way. And then raise the knee up and heart forward. And just do the best you can here. Another thing you can do at home is have really nice smelling candles. She's like, this woman said, you know, really strong senses, you know, smells can really take the mind away from things. And so having really things that remind you of like home or a vacation you've been on, some kind of smell like that can be really, really helpful. Okay. And then we'll do the other side. So left leg back. Bend the knee, reach the right hand back, hold the ankle, raise the knee up. I was on an island with my wife, Ile de la Madeleine. It's a Quebec island. And we were on motorcycles. And we rode by these beautiful smelling rose bushes that I still smell to this day. And so I really want to get some rose essential oil and like put it in a, you know, diffuser, because it so much reminds me of that experience. So things like that, you know. So breathe here. Good job. Yeah, okay. So come back to table. Bring the knees back a little bit. Curl the toes, and we'll find downward dog. So hips up and back, pedaling the feet a little bit. Nice. Job. Do it in dolphin. So bending one knee and then the other. Yeah, and then from here, let's come forward to plank. Nice and steady. And lower yourself all the way down to the mat. So point your toes and lift your heart forward. So connecting to the grounding of this. So tops of the toes down, right above the knees down, heart forward, long neck. Super awesome. Enjoying the posture. And then lower down, curl the toes under and back to downward dog. I definitely would say, you know, something that this woman didn't mention is just trying to have fun. Doing things that make you laugh, I think is really important. Okay, so right foot forward to a lunge. Keep your left hand down, either like flat or fingertips or like a fist, whatever it takes. And then raise the right hand up and twist. Nice, everybody. That's awesome. So twisting from the belly all the way up to the eyes. Oh, yeah. Using these methods we talked about. Longer exhale, positive messaging in the mind, visualization. All these things to remind us it's okay. We're going to be okay. Thanks, body, for trying to keep me safe, but I need to like relax a little bit here. Okay, lower the lifted hand, back to downward dog. So bending one foot and then the other. Super awesome. And then left foot forward to a lunge. Keep the right hand down, raise the left hand up and we'll twist. Head forward, open the heart. Nice and strong here. Also, in terms of like the candle, another thing is to like get carried away by music, which I think many people like to do. You know, just really using music as a way to kind of escape can be really helpful. All right, lower the lifted hand back to downward dog. Feels good. Come forward to plank. Lower yourself all the way down. And then interlace your fingers behind your back and lift your chest. So nice and open in the chest. Shoulders gliding down, crown of the head forward. Finding your breath here today. How nice. A little bit of extension on the exhale. It's really kind of amazing how that works. Okay, so release your hands, stack your hands on top of each other, and rest your forehead on the back of your hands, or you can even make fists if you want. So that little bit of pressure, that little bit of rubbing on your forehead is very calming. You know, if you think about people who are like stressed out, we naturally do that. We're like, oh, you know, rub the forehead, you know. So it actually does work. You know, rubbing the forehead does calm you down. So you can do like a little rubbing there. Just the pressure is fine. That's good too. Okay, everybody. So hands under the shoulders, curl the toes, and downward dog. Downward dog we go. Hips up and back. Awesome. Okay, walk your feet forward, coming into forward fold. Hands to your hips, and bend your knees a little bit and come all the way up. Yay, here we are. Okay, so keep your hands on the hips and just rock side to side. So you get a little bit more weight on one side, like feel the weight move to one foot more and then move to the other foot more. And try to get to a position where it's like right even, you know, so you kind of slow down. It's like, okay, there we go. And then go forward and back. So more toward the toes, more toward the heels. And kind of settle in. And then have your palms be forward along the sides. And this real feeling of like, I'm here, you know, I don't need to run away. So from the hips down to the feet, a real energy of presence. And also with the palms forward, it opens the upper arms and opens the heart. And there's this nice energy of like receptivity. This is a really powerful posture. And then add to that a little bit of longer exhale. And throw in some sort of positive phrase like, I'm beautiful. I'm good. I'm okay. I'm smart. Okay, so let's do a little movement with the breath here. So as you inhale, raise the hands up. So the hands over the head. And then exhale the hands along the sides and just move with your breath at your pace. So you might quickly kind of lose sync with everybody else. It's fine. And eyes open or closed. Kind of like to close my eyes. Kind of get on an internal experience. And, you know, part of yoga is really getting in touch with the body and getting out of the head. You know, that can be really helpful. Like, oh, I'm just going to feel my arms moving through space and kind of let go of these other things that can be heavy on the mind. Okay, so the next time the hands are high, you know, take your time, get them up there. Shoulders are down the back, crown of the head is reaching up, reach up through the fingers. Been thinking of this posture like a tulip because there's all these tulips that are slowly coming up, but this is totally like a tulip because tulips have like two leaves like this and then like the flower comes between the leaves. It's pretty funny. Check it out. So feel like a tulip. And then exhale, fold forward all the way down into a nice forward fold. Let's bring the right foot back into a lunge. Okay, and then strong legs, and we'll come up with the hips facing forward. Okay, and then turn the palms forward just like we just did a second ago. So open to the upper arms, strong in the legs, super steady. And from here, raise the hands high. Stay steady in the belly, so you're being nice to yourself here, strong in the back. And then we'll lift in the heart and arch back. Really, this posture, just doing this can make you feel good. Has a real kind of celebratory energy to it. So feel a lifting of the heart, energy out through the fingers, hips facing forward. Super awesome. And then come back up and hands to the hips and switch legs. There you go, everybody. So now the left foot is back and palms forward. Again, that rolls open the upper arms, nice and open, and then raise the hands high. You can keep the arms a little wider, like that feels better than like right over the head, you know, and then add a little bit of a back bend. So lifting up that celebratory energy. You can say something in your mind that's positive about you, like, I'm strong. I made it to yoga. I'm a good person. Okay, come up, hands to the hips, back foot forward. Yeah, okay. Steady in your left leg, and let's bring the right knee up and hold on to your right knee. Best you can. Yeah, raise the knee up a little bit. Spread your toes. And then take the foot and place it on your inner thigh and hands to your heart. So again, this touching, like touching yourself palm to palm. So make it gentle, like a caring touch. And breathe here, a little bit longer exhale. Soften the eyes. Also be nice to yourself if you're struggling with the balance. It's okay. All right, and then let that go. Sweet. Let's do the other leg. Great focus, everybody. So raise the knee. Strong standing leg. Find steadiness to start. And then go ahead and place the foot. And hands to your heart, that gentle feeling of like, oh, I'm touching. It's like plugging yourself into yourself. Finding a steadiness here. Okay, right on. Release that. And let's go ahead and take the right foot back and have it parallel to the back of the mat. Keep the left toes facing forward. Lunge into your left leg and extend your arms. This is warrior two. So hips and chest facing toward the front mirror, right? And then the head facing this way toward this direction. And strong legs, open hips. Enjoy taking up your space. You know, it's like, hey, this is my space. I can occupy it. Yeah. Now, with your back hand, just bring that behind your back. Maybe you can reach your front thigh. And then with your front hand, turn the palm up and arch back. Open through the left side of the ribs and then turn the chest a little bit. Heavy in your left thigh. Wonderful. Great to be here. like use the skills we've been talking about in class to really change your mind, like change your reality, help you over these next few months as we all head toward vaccines and more regular life, whatever that is. And then come back up and hands to the hips. Take the back foot forward, and we get to switch sides. So now the left foot is back. Right toes facing forward. Extend the arms, everyone. Nice job. Have the hips and chest facing toward the belly bars and the head looking forward. Yeah. And then back hand behind the back, turn the right palm up and arch back, open, yes. Here we go. Nice space along the right side of the ribs. And just feeling good in the body here. Super awesome. Come back with the arms extended, hands to the hips, and then back to the front of the mat. Great. Inhale, raise the hands high. Yes. Reaching up. Exhale, fold forward all the way down to a nice forward fold. Let's work our way back to downward dog. And then we'll do one of my favorite postures right now. So lower down to your knees and have your legs together. So your legs are touching, hips back to your heels, and turn your palms up along your sides and rest your head down to the mat. I never used to do this child's pose like this, but it's really comforting, you know, like if you kind of squeeze yourself a little bit, it's like, oh, here I am. Sweet. So allow yourself to be here. And just the nice feeling of safety, kind of feeling like you're home. A little bit longer exhale. Maybe visualizing someplace you really feel comfortable, like historically, like, oh yeah, that place is so great. That's like, so I'm so me there. Okay, so cool. Let's come up and around. And back to a seat with your legs crossed. Yeah, so sitting comfortably, hands on the thighs. This nice sense of like the hips are grounded down, and then above the hips, you're like rising up. Bring the shoulders up, outer upper arms back, and just relax down. Have your eyes open or closed here. And I find this posture, you know, it's like, again, really powerful when you put intention behind it. It's like, I'm going to sit with a really nice posture and I'm going to be present in this posture. It kind of brings you into the moment and gets you out of before and after, you know. And also, you know, just to be here with a bunch of nice people, feel the energy of everybody. It helps you to become present. So surrounding yourself by good people is another good strategy. So let's stay tall and we'll easily twist to the right, right hand behind you, left hand on the right knee. Maybe you go quite a distance as you twist, or maybe just a little bit. Remember that, you know, the yoga practice isn't about flexibility. It's just about being present. So If tonight you want to just be present as you do a little twist, barely feeling the stretch, great, go for it. All right, and then we'll come back all the way to the other side. So nice twist. Looking over your shoulder. Long through the neck. How wonderful is this? Okay, come back and then take your hands behind you. Just turn the fingers back, lift in the heart. So outer upper arms roll back. Stay rooted in the hips in this real sense of like the heart is rising. So it rises up, kind of reaches toward the sky a little bit as the chin lifts. Just feel that open space through the heart. And then come back to more center and extend your arms wide so the thumbs are up. And bring the hands back a little bit. So you're really opening through the front of the chest. So they're back behind you as opposed to straight out, just a little bit back. And you can feel that stretch through the fronts of the arms, through the front of the chest, reaching the fingers away. And then bring the right arm under the left in front of you and cross and give yourself a hug and curl forward a little bit. And then you can even like rock a little like you're hugging somebody. Like we always kind of rock a little bit when we hug somebody. It's like natural. So we'll convince ourselves we're getting a hug here. Oh, and it's just the perfect hug because you're giving it to yourself. Yay. Okay, and then come back up, extend the arms, reach the hands back a little bit, open, good space. And then the other side. So left arm under the right, cross, give yourself a hug, curl forward a little bit, kind of rock a little. Very caring feeling here. Yeah. How sweet this is. Okay, and then sit up, release the hands and get yourself down onto your back. And we're going to bring the knees into the chest. Again, a little bit of a hug, a little seed, and then extend the legs out and the arms over the head. See how far you can get your hands away from your feet. Like, yes, big stretch. Awesome, wonderful. And then release the arms down to the sides, palms face up. And let yourself go here. How nice to just feel like you can totally release and be safe and present. And so really feel that release here. Nothing to do with this. Allow your breath to deepen and just find a little bit of movement in your fingers and in your toes. Reach your arms up over your head. So nice long stretch from your hands to your feet. Nice space. Roll over to the right side. So getting comfortable on your right side. Bring your knees in a little bit. And go ahead and scoot yourself up to a seat that feels good for you. Place your palms together at your heart, so right in your heart. And we'll chant together the sound of Om together. And just enjoy the vibration of that. Chant one time. So take a full exhale and a deep, sweet inhale. Om. The love in me bows to the love in you. Namaste.